Welcome to Critics Central. I'm Cardi, and I'm here with the not so polo Equiapim brother. I'm here with the daddy of all daddies, Poof Daddy, and the godfather himself, Hansen. Guys, how was your weekend?
Yeah, my week was good, you know. Yeah.
Mhm.
Benjamin Asari kept a clean sheet, so proud phobia.
You are still on with this Black Star stuff.
You got forever.
It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Poof
You
Daddy,
are still on about Black Stars.
Branding on past glory.
how was your week, Poof?
Oh, Charlie, it wasn't good, but I mean, we did inside. Slot is stubborn, but how we go do one?
You've already clinched the league, so just let it slide.
Mm.
The godfather himself. How was your weekend?
Charlie, maybe Bob Daddy go make football the stress more. Me, I get some nice food chop then some palm nut soup. So me na make okay. Me na make okay.
You don't even change fufu.
Na make okay, guys.
Oh, Charlie.
But we are back here. You know.
Yeah, we are back here. And today on the World Game segment, we are discussing the race for the top four in the Premier League. So far, we have two teams that we can say, rest assured that they've solidified their positions. That's Arsenal and Liverpool.
Yeah.
The third and the fourth position is in contention. And we have about four teams that are vying for that position. We have Newcastle, we have Aston Villa, we have Chelsea, and we have Man City. So I want to ask this question. Which of these four teams is likely to take the third and fourth position?
Who are you asking?
Who goes
It's
first?
a
Who
question
goes
that
first?
I've asked in an open question.
Yeah.
So anybody can take 10. So
Godfather, go.
Godfather, I want to start with you.
Yami Nipa.
So Liverpool and Arsenal are done.
Yeah, they are
We
done.
have 2 slots left.
Yes.
Now, I think if you guys remember, there is a fee slot available for the Premier League teams. I think it was
depends.
dependent on Aston Villa and Manchester United progressing to the
Yeah, it
it's in
depends.
the round of 16 or semi-final.
So it's
quarterfinals.
so it's confirmed
So it's
now.
confirmed now. So they have 5 slots.
Yeah, 5 slots. Okay.
But let's look at the
stick to
4, the traditional 4.
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
I'm tipping Nottingham Forest to qualify
Mhm.
Why do
and
you?
Newcastle.
Okay.
I'm looking at the runnings.
All right.
If you look at the remaining fixtures left, Chelsea have the toughest runnings. They are yet to face Newcastle. They are yet to face Liverpool.
I
They are yet to
think
face
Everton.
Manchester United
Everton.
and Everton at home.
Okay. So why? Wait. Let me
They are,
ask
they are,
you.
they are only, let's say, easier fixture is Ipswich over the weekend. After that, it's all fire.
But-
And I don't see this Chelsea team. If you look at that,
Oh,
if you
Chelsea.
look at their, what do you call it? Their ability against the top teams is it's not the best.
Yeah.
So the way Chelsea is a mid-table team now,
Mm.
they will be in the Europa League or Conference League slot, which is 1 apiece. If they are not even careful, they might even drop deeper or drop down. So I'm looking at Nottingham Forest and I'm looking at Newcastle. Pep Guardiola, City have no, I don't believe they can. do
But
that.
if
I,
you
yeah,
look at
I,
the
I,
run-
I also don't think City.
Wait,
will.
let
No,
me come. If you look at the run that City has, as compared to the other teams, they have the easier fixtures. They are talking about they are playing Bournemouth, they are playing Southampton,
Hmm?
they are playing Fulham. The only tough opposition that they are going to face is
Yeah.
Aston Villa. Say Aston Villa and that's all. Aston Villa. As compared to the other teams that they are vying.
Yeah.
But you see all the teams you just mentioned. The only team that I can confidently say that City would beat is Southampton,
Yes.
because I don't see them confidently or like showing up against Fulham or Villa. City don't even have a run of form.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
The form, those runs they used to have in previous.
Yeah, it's like
They don't have
they win today, then they
Tomorrow
lose,
they
or
draw, they lose,
Yeah. They're very inconsistent, and I don't think they have the quality to push for the top 4.
But over the past games, I think their forms have picked up a little,
Exactly.
and they are. I was watching some stats, and in terms of their offensive play and their runs, making runs into the opposition box in the first half of the season, it was at an all-time low. But after the signings that they've made with the introduction of Mamouche and 1 or 2 players, it has improved massively. So you can say they are not the City that we know, but they are not that bad as compare as people are trying to make it.
Oh,
You see-
as for the runs there, they will make because it's instruction.
Yeah.
You know, and Manchester City is a team that plays with a lot of position and off-ball movements. So no matter who plays, you make those runs. But what made Manchester City stand out in previous years was the quality they had.
Yeah.
You know, the ability to take the game by the scruff of the neck and then just
That was
dictate
their
the
hallmark.
game. You understand? And they don't have that quality because listen, if Manchester City needs to win a game and you have a winger like Doku who can take on 15 players but then be
No end product.
no end product, basically being like non-effective, be rest assured that he's not going to find the back of the net. And it's not just him. Foden has been off it this season. You know,
Foden, one fraud we have to have a conversation about.
Agent 47. You see all those guys, you know, because how Guardiola utilizes his players up front is, you know, pass, move, do this, get here, cover this space, jump here, if this one steps in, step out. You know, that kind of thing that Guardiola does. So once you wear or you represent one of his teams, you're going to play like that. But then the quality is what's going to put or set Manchester City apart from the other teams. And I don't think they have that quality to push. That's why they keep giving, like, throwing games away and things like that. Because their recent game was a very boring watch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I really don't think so. If Captain Brother, you
was-
got something to say.
It was against a boring team as well. So
Which team are you referring to as well?
You see,
it was against Man United now.
no. We are talking about Man City is because of the standards they've set.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why we are saying that.
They are the
And
standards
even-
of the Premier League.
Manchester
le-
United, Chelsea, and their struggles. It is not something new.
Mhm.
Exactly.
But what I'm trying to say is, when you look at Man City,
Yeah.
I agree to what Bob Daddy is saying in the sense that if you look at Man City today, the kind of control they had over games, they don't have it anymore.
Mhm.
Now, I always said this that previous times, teams where Man City lost to, even in their title winning seasons, there were games where they didn't have absolute control over. And that is when they lose. They are a team that are not used to. So my opponent can have spells. During those spells, how do I defend? They are always used to having the ball.
Dictating
Or
the
dictate
game.
the game.
Yeah.
When they can't dictate, they struggle. And that is what is happening right now.
Sure.
They can't dictate games because their midfield is not the midfield we knew.
Yeah, they've missed
Rodri,
their
of
anchor
course,
man.
of his injury.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin De Bruyne, he's on the decline
Yeah.
of his age because of his
Yeah.
age.
And then the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Gundogan doesn't have the legs. Bernardo Silva has the brains. Even though he has the legs, he's also aging. So if you look at those down midfield, the control they had, they didn't have.
You can't rely on anyone.
You can't rely on them.
You can't rely on anyone.
See,
Exactly.
in as much as you people are saying City is dipping in form, but they are in the FA Cup semi-finals, right?
So we are
No,
talking
it's because of the standard they've set for themselves,
No,
right?
but
So you see the
with
FA
Cup
Cup,
finals,
it's-
look at the teams that
it's
they
a one-time
played against.
No,
right?
I understand, but City has not been like though they are bad, but it's not been like extremely bad like that. You know, though they couldn't win some matches we expect them to win, they are not where they want to be, but they are not as bad as we are making them look.
Let me chip in something. You
Trust
know,
me.
if I should make this statement, the Liverpool fans will try to say I'm trying to downplay their season, but I think the league this season has not been up there. In my opinion, I feel the league this season has not been up there. If you look at teams that would have fought hard against City to make them go down, like Manchester United, Spurs, they've all not been performing. You understand? So I can say that we are not seeing how bad City is, because there are other teams that the traditional top six that can push City
Sure.
down to the 8th or 9th position. They are also not performing. So it's
and,
a factor.
And for
I feel it's a
City
factor.
will be in the top 4. We think they are bad. They should be like 15th, 14th, but they will be in the top 4 because Chelsea will fall. Definitely, Chelsea will fall.
So
Chelsea will
if-
surely fall, and everyone knows. Even the Chelsea fans know. They
if-
will
if-
fall.
brother, no one is saying that City are the worst of the teams.
Mm-hmm.
You see, when we started, we said we are having this conversation because of the standard City has set over the years.
Exactly.
We are not talking about Chelsea or Manchester United because they flatter to deceive. They've been doing it. But this City has been like a machine over the years. And then the machine is breaking down today. And we are complaining not because the machine has broken down, but we have not seen that machine break down like this before.
Yes.
When City, you can ask Bob Daddy. We had a discussion some time ago. I told him he had won the league. That was somewhere in January. He said no, because he has seen City struggle from September to December.
Yeah, and then they pick up
go
in
on
January.
A 17-game winning streak and win the league.
From January to
So
May.
he was not relaxed because he was expecting that run of
games,
consecutive wins to happen.
Yeah.
And that's not happened. And today, he can tell you that, for 90%, Liverpool have won the league.
Sure.
And this City, it's not that City that has gone on that run. And we are saying because of that, this City are struggling.
Yeah.
So you're not saying they are worst because, of course, they struggle, but where are they? They are still on the...
They can make a top four.
Feet on the, they can.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, they stand a chance more than Man City. Because of what we've seen.
Exactly.
Because of how they behaved during games. So, they lost control of games. Their play has been lethargic. Now, I'm even forgetting something. Erling Haaland is injured for the next 8 weeks.
Yes.
How are they going to cope without him?
I even forgot.
Because Mamouche is not an out-and-out number 9 striker.
No.
Mamouche strikes better when he has a main striker and he's playing behind.
Behind
Now, Haaland is not there. He's injured. We saw Mamouche against Manchester United. What happened?
Are you asking me?
What did we see? So are you expecting Mamouche to fill Haaland's boot in the running?
No.
Whilst Newcastle
Mamouche
have
joined
a
the team
potent
in
Isak.
January.
I just want to
So-
add
We
something.
cannot just.
I just want to say something. Yeah, Manchester City set a very absurd standard in the Premier League over the past 4 years. But then to say that just because Manchester City is not doing well and then Chelsea and Man United and co are also not pulling up their weight just because of that the league is not better. That's not true.
No.
I'm not saying.
I'm coming.
not
I'm
saying
coming.
the
That's
league is not
no. I'm
better.
coming. Yes.
I'm
you
saying we are not
imply
seeing the extent of how
You imply-
bad City is this season
because
there are other teams
Are not performing.
are not performing
Yeah,
the traditional top
yes.
six.
When Leicester City won the title in 2016, it was hey, hooray, Leicester City, what an exceptional season. No one said Liverpool couldn't contend, City couldn't contend, Chelsea couldn't contend, Arsenal couldn't contend. No one said anything. I'm coming. It's only when Liverpool is going to win the league.
I know what he's going
I'm
to.
coming.
Now you are making it like it's an agenda.
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
Oh no!
Because
it's
they
an
got their
agenda.
other
Because Meba, Timmy. It has been this conversation has been going on a lot on Twitter.
Because of
You
COVID trophy.
understand? But if you check the league, why don't you look at it this way? That it is not easier now because the clubs that are usually supposed to be in the mid-table are also pulling up their weight. Just think about it from that angle too. Because it's not like back then where before the season started, we already knew the top 4. There were years past, 10 years ago, before the season started, we already knew the top 4. We knew that Man City will be there, United will be there, Chelsea will be there, Arsenal or Liverpool will be there. We already knew that. But this time around, you'll be surprised because Newcastle were just in the Champions League. Look at what Nottingham Forest are doing. Don't forget, Nottingham Forest, they spent so much 2 seasons ago, acquired a very good manager. They got in players that could actually play, play the football that the manager wanted to. No, they play football. I'm coming. They play football. The fact that they don't play the way
You
expect them to play, like the beautiful, to like example, to Barcelona fans, there's only one way to play football. Football is only exciting when you pass the ball around.
That's why they had a problem with Ronaldo.
Yes, but me too, I don't like football like that. It's boring to me.
Yeah.
I'll sleep. Do you understand? You do what sends you over the line.
Exactly.
And they've done it. They've been has Nottingham Forest been a very easy team to play against this season?
No.
Do you understand what I mean?
So I get
Newcastle has been very solid. You see how Newcastle play.
So
on a very good day, Newcastle will kill you. But it wasn't like that.
Let me fight your fight for you.
Thank you, fight
Don't
it for
talk
me.
because right now you're being emotional.
Yes.
I don't have.
Yes.
Because of COVID trophy,
So-
you don't want to say that.
Yes.
You see, we are not saying that, or no one is downplaying your achievements.
No.
What we are saying is, the Premier League that has been an exciting league,
Yes.
even with Man City and Liverpool being the only contenders, it could go down to the wire,
Yes.
right? And that is the excitement and competitive. Why do we love the Premier League? is because of the competitive nature of it. So one year can why you've been consistent and
Yes.
kudos.
Yeah.
You've shown that
Muncham.
no, you've shown that you're a big team.
Obi
You've
Ancham.
shown that you're a big team. Yeah, more can they
Sure.
Yes.
because if we're all performing,
Mhm.
we would not have said Liverpool have won a league now. We would have to wait to probably match be
Last
37
Yeah.
or 38. And that is a league we want to see.
Yes.
So he's not saying that Mwanya there, but
But
like
I'm-
a year so performing, yeah.
Exactly.
Emma
That
League
is
now,
the
yeah,
point that I'm trying to.
Anka wa mumu.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Chelsea,
okay.
United,
So
and the rest.
Aha,
So, enti
Kamoso say the league as it is now, no, it's not as it was 10 years ago. You don't tell me. The kind of revenue coming into the league, the kind of money and investments coming into the league, I echo the mid-table teams, you know, they can afford to buy the kind of players that you can afford
exactly.
to buy.
I've had a discussion.
So the competition is tight.
I've had a discussion.
What you
with
make
you, and I
an
told you
but
that
let
the
me
big
say-
4 or big 5,
Uh-huh.
they are losing that level we had over those teams.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
To the extent that today, you can a Fulham will visit Old Trafford or Anfield and feel like they can beat you.
Yeah.
Like they come there, they don't even defend.
No,
they
no,
are
no.
matching you boot to boot.
Exactly.
Because those 30 million, 40, 50 million players you can buy, they can buy.
They can also buy.
That is the problem. But all I'm saying is, in aside that, the rest we've flattered to deceive.
Yes.
You've won the league, well done, because you've been the most consistent team. But if we fail to make the league
Competitive.
exciting and competitive.
Yeah.
Because we know Liverpool have won a league. I saw that in February. And I'm sure some of our viewers
Hansen.
also saw that in February that Liverpool had won the league.
Hans.
We saw it.
Okay.
But we shouldn't have got there.
If Yapim wants to say something.
See, one thing we are forgetting is this Liverpool team, they've been very good. But I feel like there's a little fall because even Liverpool had 98 points, 97, they couldn't win the league. With this matches left, I'm not sure they will get that kind of points, but it may win them the league, right? So you should understand that the standards of the league this season has dropped.
And that's the point of this.
Standards can drop.
Let's not go off.
Standards can drop. Standards can drop.
Let's not go
Standards
off
can
topic.
drop.
We'll
But
have-
competition can be
we'll
high.
We'll have this
Viewers
discussion
will have this
on a
No,
discussion.
different segment.
segment.
Viewers. Wait, agree with me. Standards can drop, but competition can be high. True.
So
But those
True.
you're competing with, are
But
down
for
now.
that,
This
but
is what-
let me
So-
give you- let me
so-
give you a
so let's
typical-
con- so let's
let me give you
continue.
a typical example.
Okay,
In
okay.
the Ghana Premier League, you can have teams that are in 36 to even the last team.
Yeah.
The standard is not there,
But
but
the
there's still
competition.
competition.
So
now-
so top 4 won't compete.
No, Nino.
Into more third, fourth,
You watch the league,
fifth,
congratulations.
sixth. Umbetia mi bi mana.
Daddy of daddy.
Seventh.
Daddy of daddy.
Yes, that's right.
So the Premier League standards have not dropped.
Yes.
It's the level of competition
Sure.
that has dropped. And it's our fault. Chelsea, Manchester United,
Spurs.
and Spurs.
The level of competition
Mini
were
pairs.
at the top.
The level of competition in terms of not only 2 teams but 3, 4 who were fighting for the title.
Yes.
Look, we are having a discussion right now, and the top 2 in the league have
We
qualified for the Champions League with
Let me check.
8 games. 8 games
So,
left.
Hansen, would you say when City was winning the other teams?
We're not competing.
we're also not.
No.
No, listen, no.
For the
No,
past,
the
for the past 3 to 4
The other teams, yes, but not Liverpool. That is why I said Liverpool, I'll give you your props because you've been the only team to
To match
challenge
City.
Manchester City
Yeah.
to the wire.
Alright.
But
The other teams will be disappointed.
Okay, so
It doesn't
Arsenal-
mean you're not taking anything away from
Even-
what you've achieved.
Even Arsenal, who was even trying to be in
Manchester
the
City won
conversation,
Manchester City
they
won the
are
league.
flopping.
Manchester City won the league with 100 points, right? The team that was second, that was Manchester United also.
Yeah.
They were like 82 points
Yeah.
or something like
Look at the
82,
gap.
85 points. Nobody said a word that Manchester City or the other teams could not.
That's
compete.
that team Mourinho
So it's not-
Mourinho
but
being
see,
second with.
Do you know why?
That's all I'm saying.
No, listen.
No.
The point you're
Oh.
listen, Bob
Senior
Daddy.
man Andres Mebuana.
No, Bob Daddy, listen. If the other teams like Chelsea, Manchester United have performed, City will not get to 100 points because we'll beat them.
We'll beat them.
We
Exactly.
could draw with them.
Yes.
And that's what we are saying.
Yes.
Oh dear.
You understand? So this discussion we'll have
So
it in a different segment.
viewers will have
Yeah.
this discussion on another segment. So,
Sure.
what are your thoughts? Put your thoughts in the comment section so that we will know in the subsequent discussions we'll bring this matter to fore. So, Bob Daddy, what is your prediction? Third and fourth.
You know, at first I was going to say that Chelsea were going to make it, but then The production guys in the background told me to look at the fixtures again. Chelsea really have a lot of tough games coming up, and their inconsistent run in form might not help them. I see this with a little worry that Chelsea might not make it. I don't think Manchester City. I don't think Manchester City would also make it.
Okay.
And I don't think Newcastle too.
So
I don't know. I'm lost. But Nottingham is gone. But in the fourth spot, it's
So you're pushing you to the spot. Which one? Which other teams?
If I have to choose between Villa,
Because it's must.
Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and even if Newcastle win the outstanding, they are in the top 4.
hey,
Yeah,
but in what do you?
yeah. Newcastle has an
let's look,
outstanding.
the difference between
But you think Villa can do it?
No,
Villa can do it.
they
Because
can. But you see,
But you
don't
know
forget
that
they also have
they've won their last 7
good,
games.
but they also have Champions League with PSG to play.
Yes.
So their attention is a bit divided.
But
That's why I'm saying that. But let's see if PSG is to trump over them in 2 legs, they might focus more on the league.
Your prediction?
if you've watched this video till now, just follow us and take us to 500. Subscribe to the channel. Chelsea fans, you are going to cease. So the top 4, Chelsea is not part. Bye bye.
Those Chelsea fans will not subscribe. You they be there.
But okay, viewers, this is our segment, and for me, I personally think Manchester City will just get into the top 4 because of experience. They'll do this for KDB. I personally think they'll do this for KDB. I watched them against United, and people are saying City were this thing bad and all those things, but I personally feel the way Amorim set up is very difficult for any team to attack them, personally. But I've watched their other matches prior to that, and I can say that they have just something, even without Haaland, they have just something to take in the 4th spot. And I'm going Newcastle and Manchester City. I think Forest will just lose out on qualification.
Well, say you chika sabi say but down for never turn the crowd. Then be quick na quality. So Man City they might have lost form, but they have that bit of
Yes,
factor
Obiya
that
Firono.
seems to give them that
what you
respect,
say?
which might help them. But I mean, KDB will do it for KDB, right?
Yes.
Jackson to do it for Man City.
Charlie Cardi, take us home, big man.
All right, so we've come to the end of this segment, and I hope each and everyone enjoyed this segment. You are supposed to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you all for making it this far, and have a wonderful week.